What is going on today, everyone, and welcome to the John Squared Gaming Show, episode 24. I am one of your hosts, John T. Joining me is John R. John, how are we doing tonight, brother?
Doing good. Before we get started, I just want to say Happy Hanukkah to all the Jewish people that watch,
Mm-hmm.
listen, or celebrate. I think we're on day 3, 4, maybe
But
4.
especially to Adam Sandler.
Yeah. And is this your first Hanukkah, knowing that you have some
At
Jew in
least,
you?
yeah, yes, yeah. Last year, I believe it
Well,
was
happy
it was
Hanukkah.
after. Yeah, thank you, brother. Appreciate that. For those of you who don't know or didn't realize, the very second 12 o'clock at midnight, 1 second after it is Christmas season. We got the discount Christmas themes here. We got the green. This is just a GIF with a transparent background of snowfall in the background. So, Christmas season's here. Um, Game Awards season's here. Excited for that. That will be next week. We'll be streaming that. The 8th, I want to say. The 8th? Or
I thought it was the ninth.
it might be the 9th. Yeah, I think it's on Thursday. So look forward to that next week.
Oh, you
Um,
guys get us twice next week. Ho, ho,
yeah,
ho.
dude, in the Game Awards are long. So
Dude, I
it's
gotta order my fucking shirt.
yeah, it'll be a good time though. And we will kind of be maybe talking about the Game Awards a little bit later on. For our topic. Our topic of the show today is going to be our gaming wish list for 2022, or calling it our Christmas list to gaming Santa. Um, yeah, so I mean, maybe some of the stuff that we're asking for or hoping gets announced does get announced at the Game Awards next week, but we'll see. But before that, we got to jump into the news. But before that, we got to remind you guys that the tip of the day is you can say whatever you'd like to anybody as long as you say respectfully after. Also, I'd like to remind you guys that the best way to support us currently is by liking or subbing on whatever platform that you watch us on, or if you listen to us on whatever podcast service. We'd appreciate you guys if you guys would leave a review and share with your friends. And even more than that, the best thing you possibly could do is interact with us, chat with us, tweet at us, whatever, because we'd love to, start building a community and start sharing some of our opinions or hearing somebody else's other than each other's. So yeah, we'd appreciate that. And we definitely appreciate everyone who's been with us so far. We appreciate y'all. And John,
Shout out.
shout out. All right. So
You, one of these days, I'll remember without you having to direct me to do it.
yeah, someday, eventually. Someday, somehow.
Maybe.
I'm gonna make it all right, but not right
Not
now.
right now.
All right. Uh,
'Cause it's time for the gaming show.
all right. First up on the news. It's not like a crazy big deal, but I did want to at least mention this because it was trending on Twitter on Saturday. But this is from Andy Robinson at VGC. It says Xbox Series S was Black Friday's most popular console, it claimed. Adobe Analytics estimates that the $300 new gen console, current gen, we gotta start referring to it. It's been over a year now. Outsold its rivals this week. Microsoft's $300 Xbox Series S was the most popular console during Black Friday, it's been claimed. According to Adobe's Digital Economy Index data, first highlighted by Business Insider, the cheaper Xbox Series S outsold both PS5, Switch OLED model, and the more expensive Xbox Series X during the biggest holiday sale of the year. Um, so yeah, this kind of a big deal a little bit. Because obviously it that's impressive. Um,
Yeah.
I had thought before I saw this that if they had their heart set on an Xbox Series X or a PS5, that they wouldn't settle for this. But I now I'm starting to think otherwise
Well,
because go ahead.
this was the cheapest option, right? Like I when
It
and
was it
it was the most widely available that I saw.
that is the most important part. The chipset in the Xbox Series S is either cheaper and or easier to make more of. There are
Yeah,
more. It's easier to make a bunch more. And I mean, Black Friday shopping throughout the week last week. I went into GameStop, Target, never Walmart, by the way, but the and Best Buy. Every single one of those stores had Xbox Series S's.
yeah,
My brother-in-law works at BJ's. He sent us a picture. There was loads of them. They were the most available console. But that's where I was saying, like, if I thought that if people had their heart set on the decision to buy Xbox Series X or PS5, that they would just wait. But it seems like the availability has helped Xbox and Microsoft uh at least over this holiday week.
yeah. And I think that when you're like a, because Black Friday, I always think of like parents trying to look for their kids and shit like that,
Sure.
and like that. My thought was like, if a kid just says they want the new Xbox or new PlayStation, whatever the parent can find, because the
Yeah.
kid probably knows more about what's happening.
Yeah.
And then the parent just sees that, they're like, okay, well, then I'm going to get this. This is here. You know, so I mean, it did, having a cheaper model to that extent did help a lot. Whereas
Yeah, where
PS5 digital was, I mean, it's the same as PS5 disc, you know?
yeah. So I do think that it may come down to a like it's either I get Timmy this or he doesn't get anything, and so I can at
Yeah.
least give him this and say we'll get you the more expensive one when it's available. I don't know. It just definitely is interesting, and obviously as more analytics and stuff come out, then we can kind of dissect that a little bit more. But um, I definitely this seeing this definitely changed my viewpoint a little bit, and I own as someone who owns an Xbox Series S. Um, I don't think people are going to be disappointed when they get this. I think that people look at this and have this perception that it is a much weaker console, because people are talking about teraflops and stuff like that, where people didn't even fucking know what that word meant before this
I still don't know
generation.
what it means. I have
It
no
it
idea. That sounds like
it
a fake word to me.
it really like in the grand scheme, it like with consoles, it obviously it matters a little bit, but it does not matter nearly as much. Like there's so many other like we don't have to get into all of it, but there's so many other factors into it. But it is such an impressive machine for being $300. Like I can't recommend this. I think it is the console. It's the right console for most people. People who
Yeah.
want to play most of their games in 4K, stuff like that. I guess like the kind of hardcore audience I that go with the X, but for like 15, 16-year-old Jimmy and Timmy, yeah, like this is the right console. I believe this is the right console. Who are only downloading Warzone on Fortnite in the Warzone would probably take up all of their all
All
of
of
their
it. Yeah.
SSD, but yeah.
I mean, well, I wanted a Series S, and it's for that reason. I don't need, like, I have a PC up here. I don't need an Xbox Series X,
Yeah.
and I have a PS5. I don't really play Xbox with these set. Well, now at Halo. Like, other than that, I use PlayStation. So I mean, just as like the Halo machine, that's ideal.
Yeah. 100%. Speaking of the Halo machine, the next news we got is Halo Infinite's battle pass progression system is being overhauled. I wouldn't say that, but this is from Hiram Cryer. Shout out. Uh,
Uh,
so this came into this came through yesterday. It says Halo Infinite per match XP system is being overhauled to equal one battle pass level progression a day. Um, so it says Halo Infinite will offer substantial battle pass progression challenge changes by giving XP payouts for up to 7 games played per day. Yesterday, on November 29th, Halo Infinite community manager John Junsek, sorry, buddy, took to Twitter to reveal a sweeping set of changes to the way XP is rewarded in the game's online multiplayer matches. As you can see below, I'm just going to call you John, buddy. Welcome. You're the third John on our show. John reveals that partway through a tweet thread that Halo Infinite will now shell out XP rewards for every match played throughout a day, up to 7 games total. So, um, this is going. I checked this out yesterday. I played like 3 matches once I got home from work just to see like how everything was. The first game that you play now is 300 XP. The second game is 200. The third game, the second and third are 200, and then 4 through 6 are 100, and then the seventh is 50, the normal what it normally was before. So if you play 7 games and you don't do shit in those games, you get 0 kills and 20 deaths. You are getting those XP points no matter what. And that is enough to level you up once per day. So that's without
That's
doing
pretty
any of
cool.
the other challenges. Um, this was very noticeable when I jumped on. I played 3 matches yesterday, and I used my double XP tokens. I leveled up through the battle pass twice, which like
There you go.
yeah, in just 3 matches.
And that usually takes like
Obviously,
2 to 3 days.
yeah, that was me. I was level 19 before I started. I obviously was doing other challenges too. Um, but the 300 and then you when you multiply by 2, like you it's they're giving you ways to kind of move through this thing really quickly. Um, which is nice. Is this enough for you or do you want to see more?
I still want more out of it, but this is a good start. This is a really good start. Because like I said, as a joke before, but it's not really a joke. It would take days to get one battle pass level, and now being able to do that one level a day is nice. That's a nice start. It don't. I mean, it'd be nice to be able to do as many as you want. Kind of like as much as I hate Warzone, that's something it does right. Or that Call of Duty
Yeah.
as a whole is like, if you, the more you play, the better you play, the faster it is to get through that.
Yeah.
I would also, I think, and this is just because
Mm.
I'm cheap, I would like them to add in um, ways to earn like the currency so you don't have to spend actual money.
Yeah. 100%. Because that's I mean, Call of Duty, like you said before, they do that pretty well. There's ways to, you know, after a certain amount of battle passes that you move through, even if you don't buy anything, you get those COD points, or I think that's what they're called. To the point where there were times where you and Steven would be like, yeah, I just have enough COD points to do this, even though I never paid for anything. So that is cool. I think they should be looking at adding things like that.
I
Um,
mean, yeah, with Warzone, I never paid for a battle pass. I just saved up until I could get one, and then once you can get one, it gives you the option to unlock all those coins. So I would
yeah,
just play until I unlocked all those, and then buy the next one, and
yeah,
just keep going.
yeah. I agree with you. This is a good first step. They got a little bit more ways to go, in my opinion. For example, like I bought the legendary skin the first week. That white, the bone white.
Yeah,
We get the samurai armor. I can't even equip that because it doesn't. That color doesn't go
doesn't
on that
work,
armor. That's
which doesn't
bullshit.
make sense.
That
Yeah,
is absolute bullshit.
that's what we
Um,
were talking about on Friday. Is that like all the colors, you like the blank colors, just the generic colors you can't equip to that armor. Like
yeah,
that makes no sense.
yeah.
Why wouldn't
So
you be able to?
now because like I love the samurai armor. I want to
Yeah,
use that, but then I just feel like I dumped $20 down the drain because I can't even use that color. I mean, there was other stuff in that, but the main reason I wanted that whole bundle was um that color. I keep forgetting what they call them, just the colorways of the armor.
yeah.
um Also there was one of the stances was called stay hydrated, and I feel like that is just my brand, so I had to have that as well.
Excuse me. As of 24 episodes now, it's our
Yes, it
brand.
is our brand, that's my bad.
Yeah, better relax, pal.
But yeah, they definitely have a long ways to go. This was a really good first step, though. They got some things to work out, but um, played a lot more of that. We'll talk about that a little later, but it still feels really fucking good.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Rockstar updates the GTA Trilogy Definitive Edition to fix a ton of visual bugs. This is from Michael McWhorter at Polygon. It says more than 100 bug fixes included in patch 1.03. Rockstar Games and Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition developer Grove Street Games released a major update for the remastered collection of the GTA games on Tuesday. Title Update 1.03 for Grand Theft Auto The Trilogy, the Definitive Edition, seemingly fixes numerous visual bugs, including misspellings on textures and store signage, or misspellings on texture, store signage, indoor and underwater rain, and Caesar's notorious hot dog fingers. The infamously upscaled nut on Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Tough Nuts Donut Shop, which was erroneously altered to not be a nut shape, has also been fixed. Rockstar said at patch notes for the title update, San Andreas' sky will also look more natural thanks to the newly added cloud cover. Um, we didn't cover this last week. Last week, GTA or Rockstar issued an apology saying that they apologized for these unexpected bugs and
Unexpected.
issues. That is, come on, come on. Also, they
Well,
did say that they said that a lot of their team was being sent like death threats, like being harassed and stuff like that, which is completely out of line.
no,
It's one thing to justify or to criticize, but you cannot justify any kind
death
of
threat.
threats to
Yeah,
even just like being mean. Like if
yeah.
you're like personal attacks towards these people, um,
Go at the
it
company, not the employees.
yeah, I obviously don't know this for sure because I'm not like really involved, but I'd be willing to put money on the fact that the developer said, "Hey, this shit is not ready to go. Like this is
Yeah,
not good to go," and they said, "Well, we want our money.
put it out.
Put it up." Yeah.
Well, I think I saw something earlier today that got delayed. The physical release maybe got
Yes.
delayed.
Yep. That into early 2022.
Yeah,
That's
which I
good.
mean, that means that the whole game probably should have been delayed, but they wanted the holiday money.
Right. It looks better to the investors and stuff for this quarter.
Yeah,
Um, dude, I was excited to jump into these, and I have Game Pass and PS Now, and I didn't even fucking bother. I'm not. No
yeah.
way. No way.
I mean, I
Um,
might do it just for the because you know how much I love broken games, but
yeah. Um, it just baffles me that such a massive company like this let this go. Like let this come out. Like
it
these games are
does.
so important in the history of video games. Like that we
Yeah,
wouldn't have a lot of open world games without these games. And you're doing like potentially some real serious damage to the name of GTA by doing this.
yeah. I mean, it doesn't surprise me because it's the same company that's put out GTA 5 how many times now just for money.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's not that surprising, but I mean, it's still shitty.
Yeah, it's just like for one, I can't believe like I am not a game developer. I know next to nothing when it comes to game development. But these games were on the PS2. Like
Yeah.
they look better. Like this isn't even an opinion. It is like literally a fact that they look better on PS2 than they do on these definitive editions. And
Which is sad.
they ripped them from the original versions from the store. So you couldn't even buy them. I believe they put them back up after this like after what they released. I don't know for sure, but I believe they did. But at first they took them down, so you couldn't even get the better version. It last year it was with Cyberpunk, and this year with this, it's just so fucking bad. It's such a
That's a
bad
really
look.
bad precedent for companies.
Yeah,
Like
and
take your but it's also like the thing that gets me is like something like this happens where the game is released way too soon because fans wanted it, but the company wanted money too. Fans definitely wanted it though,
yeah,
since it was rumored. And same thing with Cyberpunk. And then they get shit on and eviscerated, saying death threats to people. And then the other end of the spectrum, something like God of War or Horizon get delayed because they don't want this. They're getting death threats from fans and getting fucking abused and
Yeah,
shit like that. And it's like, come on.
yeah.
It's like I get it,
Um,
like you can't really win, but at the same time, don't put out something that's that broken. Just delay it.
yeah. Um, it's obviously like not justifying or anything like
No,
that. The things, but the threats and stuff, but like the management and the people who are deciding to put this game out, you are setting your team up for this. Like it is, you play some part in this. It's disgusting that anyone would ever like personally attack somebody for a video game, but you have a responsibility, and you are playing a part in this. It is partially on
yep.
you when
I mean,
you
a
are
lot of these
making
people
these decisions. Yeah.
they don't care though because they're getting their paycheck either way.
Yeah, and so the only other thing that I have to say about this is I was excited for a potential Red Dead Redemption remaster, but after this, like, do I trust that they're gonna do that game justice? Should I
No, but
just?
that's like I said, that's more enticing to me. The more broken that game is, the more fun it is. Have you seen the bug in Red Dead Redemption 2 where like if you sit on your horse in a certain spot, it just launches you into the sky?
I have not. No.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious. Like you go way up and then you just fall and you have to wait to hit the ground.
Oh man, yeah. I do love the like the Skyrim bugs and stuff like that. Like that stuff is amazing. But yeah, so we'll keep an eye on that. We'll let you guys know whenever we have more information on like the release dates of the physical versions if you're waiting for those. But yeah, that's kind of it for that. Next up, we got this dude. This was actually on my list of things that I wanted to see at the Game Awards. But there are Bioshock rumors coming. This is from Sammy Barker at Push Square. It said, "Would you kindly read this rumor about Bioshock Isolation?" So the video game industry is still in a post-Thanksgiving food coma, so indulge us while we dig into a rumor or two from sketchy sources. Perhaps the biggest emerging this holiday weekend pertains to Bioshock Isolation, the apparent title of the fourth entry in 2K Games' immersion sim series. Word comes way of Oops Leak on Twitter, who has allegedly got its hands on the logo as well. Um, so obviously, grain of salt. This isn't a
I
confirmation or anything like
I'll
that,
take it
but
with a good pinch or two of salt, like maybe a handful.
right.
Oops leaks might be the most reliable source.
Yeah. Listen, we know that it's coming.
Yeah.
So this could be some loser out there that's just like, oh, like I can ruin somebody's day, or I can set expectations for people to get disappointed and stuff like that. But um, for those of you who don't know, Bioshock Infinite is one of my favorite games ever. And the Bioshock series as a whole is one of my favorite game series ever. But I'm so fucking excited, but so fucking nervous for this game when it comes out. Um, because it is not the same developers and it's not the same director and all that. So, I'm not saying that they can't nail it, but it's just going to be like
Yeah.
that's a uphill battle for them, in my opinion, at least.
I mean, I think yeah, as long as they don't like butcher it, like as long as it's good, doesn't need to
Yeah.
be amazing or reinvent the wheel. As long as it's good, I'll be okay.
Yeah, I kind of want it to reinvent. I want it to be like so if I had the option of having something brand new but dog shit, or just like more BioShock and it's like all right, I guess I'll take that. Um, but I want to see, I like, it needs to be modernized,
Oh
obviously.
yeah, for sure.
I think BioShock Infinite came out in what,
13.
2013? Yeah.
Yep.
So but yeah, just get it right, and as long as you like put your heart into it. You know, you when you play a game of somebody who's like rebooting or something, you can tell when someone is just
Yeah.
phoning it in for cash and when somebody really cares. Even or having like an IP like Guardians of the Galaxy, you can tell they cared. That would have been an easy game. The IP is popular now with like Marvel IPs are really popular. It would have been easy to make a shit Guardians of the Galaxy game, get the money from the IP name and phone it in. But you could tell when you play that game that they really cared. They
Yeah,
put a
they
lot of
tried to
thought
make
and
an
heart.
enjoyable game.
Yeah. Um so as long as you do that, I think you'll be all right. For me, it's about tempering my expectations.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as long as
Um,
it's good, I'm okay.
yeah. Another thing I need to temper my expectations, which I'm not doing a good job with anymore, is Starfield. That's next up on the news report. This is also from Hiron Cryer. I gotta DM this guy. I gotta ask him the proper way to say his name so I stop botching it.
Well, let's see
Um,
if we can get him on the show.
yeah, sure. Just we'll have an interview with one question, and it's just like, how do you pronounce your name?
Second
He's-
question: who are your sources?
Okay, so we got new Starfield video reveals concept art alongside gameplay details. This was on Tuesday this week. It says this is the first in a new developer diary style video series. John, did you watch this by the way?
No,
Okay.
been a busy week.
This is a new Starfield developer focused video has been revealed by Bethesda. Earlier today, on November 30th, the official Bethesda Game Softworks YouTube channel premiered Into the Starfield The Endless Pursuit. That's the name of the video series. The video itself is a 7-minute talk between game director Todd Howard, studio director Angela Browder, and art director Matt Corafano on their chief philosophies behind Starfield, interspersed with a slate of new concept art. Um, so yeah, I watched through this. Um, after Cyberpunk changed the way that I get excited about games. And so this Starfield was promising to be the next big thing, all this stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, we'll fucking see when we get to November next year. I watched this yesterday and I was like, "Oh my
Can't fall
god.
for it.
This
Can't
is the
fall for it.
next Skyrim, baby. Let's go."
Can't fall for it.
Um So yeah, just I so when I was watching this, it was really cool to see Todd Howard talk about. The video starts with him talking about video games when what video games can provide to people that no other media can, and it was a sense of accomplishment. You know, where you get immersed in this world and you feel like you're a part of this world, you're exploring this world, and that Starfield is um so much about exploration of
Yeah,
space. And he said there was a part in the video where he said he just going over to the edge of the like the sunset and sitting and watching everything the world pass by and stuff, and they created this like completely immersive space sim that you can just get like lost in. And for me, that's what Bethesda games are. But like Fallout, uh, Elder Scrolls, when you play those games where you're just like you really become the like first person, you're first person, and you like becoming that character. Um, I yeah, this the more I see of this, the more excited I'm getting.
I'm not gonna fall for it again.
Yeah, I know, and like my mind is saying, bro, like you know not to do this right now, but my
Well, it's
heart
not,
just
dude. I did it with. I think the last big one I did. No, Cyberpunk. I did it. But Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I did it too. Where it was like, they advertised this big thing. Like it was just more Assassin's Creed. It's like I'm not getting my expectations up for anything anymore.
yeah.
I refuse to be
Um,
disappointed.
It does feel like as of late, not I guess not, but like over the last like 2 years, we've had a lot of like I feel like it started with Anthem with EA, where it promised all these big things,
Ooh,
and like
forgot about that.
there's been these massive disappointments, not by PlayStation, um, but
Well, I mean, they haven't really done a multiplayer thing though, and that's where most of these are, except for Cyberpunk. And
Cyberpunk.
Assassin's Creed. So
Anthem wasn't. I mean, it had multiplayer, but I guess yeah, but like Avengers,
that was
Cyberpunk, but
bad.
and so they are setting themselves up. But this feels so massive, and I had to remind myself this is only going to be on Microsoft platforms.
Yeah.
One way or another, this is going to be a huge release next year. This is going to be one of the biggest games in such a stacked year next year. It even if it's dog shit, like it still is like Fallout 76. Um, it's still, like it everyone's looking forward to it. It's still until it comes out and it's dog shit, it is going to be looked forward to as one of the biggest game releases next year. So,
Fallout
uh
76 and Anthem both are what could have been. We were so excited for both of those. They're
dude,
finally
yeah.
good multiplayer games. They look incredible, and then they came out and it's like, God damn it, they're dog shit.
I so they apparently have done work on that. I still haven't
Fallout
checked it out.
76, I guess, has gotten a lot better. Still not good, but a lot better.
Yeah, that's what I hear too. But yeah, they're getting to that point, that cyberpunk level where it's all eyes are on you right now. Like
It's not there yet.
I highly doubt maybe not Breath of the Wild 2, but like God of War is they're gonna give that space, I think, to breathe, to every the gaming industry is gonna be looking at that game when it comes out. It's all eyes on there. It's gonna be trending on Twitter plenty of times next year. It's going to be, if it were cross platform, maybe the biggest game release next year, but it's not. Um,
Yeah, take that, Xbox people. We're gonna lock our games behind our console. You can't have them. Fucking
yeah,
same with Starfield.
excited. I'm excited. Everyone should go watch this. It was a really cool. Um, oh, one last thing that I wanted to say was, Todd Howard in this was he said something like, "I think we're underestimating how long we're going to be playing it's not Skyrim, Starfield for." He goes, "Look at Skyrim. It's been 10 years and
No,
we're still playing this." And I said, "Not by choice. It's because you haven't released
you're not
anything."
still playing it. That's the thing. People play it for like they play modded versions because the normal one's boring. You
uh,
buffoon.
I just thought it was kind of funny, but yeah, I'm excited for it. I do have to work on tempering my expectations, but I still am getting there.
I'll be here to drag you down every time you get excited. Don't worry.
Yeah, just like you were with Halo and you're fucking wrong. Next
No,
up,
I was just trying to level and it worked. All right? The
next
game's
up,
good though, so it's fine.
it is. All right. Oh, I forgot to add you in here.
No, son
Um,
of a bitch.
that
I
sucks.
got put in timeout.
um, okay, I'll just go back to the screen. I'll link the YouTube video of the video that we were showing. But this comes from Joseph Knoop. Nope. Is the case silent? Don't know. Wish y'all had normal names. That's not my
How do you
fault.
spell it? How do you spell it? How do you spell it? I'll look it
K
up.
Knoop.
Nop.
Sure. It says
Uh-oh. Dad's drinking
he's
again.
he says Call of Duty Warzone's new map gets a huge reveal, gameplay changes announced. Um Activision Blizzard is currently facing serious ongoing allegations of harassment, mistreatment, and marginalized workers. To learn more, please visit the timeline that's going to be linked in the description, obviously. Also, before we jump into this, I saw earlier today that a senior analyst from Activision Blizzard is leaving the company. I mean, she has been obviously voicing her opinion. The fact that they have decided not to remove Bobby Kotick from his position, which they should do and need to do yesterday. But she not only is leaving Activision Blizzard, they have done so much to her that she is just leaving the game industry as a whole.
Yeah,
Um,
which is awful.
that sucks. That like I cannot imagine like my dream is to work in this industry.
Yeah.
And like obviously us doing this like I love this form of media. And if I ever got to where I wanted to be and somebody just constantly and I as a white man don't have to deal with the kind of discrimination and constant harassment that women and people of color have to deal with. But if I ever got to a point and had that the love that I have for this beaten out of me, I can't imagine what that feels like. And so like um
I mean, dude, and there's so I don't know. I didn't watch this whole video, so maybe they added it. I know for all the advertising for Vanguard, they took the Activision logo off of it to
yeah,
separate their names, and it still didn't sell well. It's still like shit compared to all the other Call of Duties. But
yeah.
like, I'm assuming they're gonna do the same thing with this, even though everyone knows who it comes from, just to try to like remove the branding.
Mm.
But I mean, they're doing anything but firing the piece of shit that's responsible for keeping this kind of culture alive. Granted, it's not just him; it's the entire executive branch of the company, clearly,
Right, right.
since none of them are doing anything. Bunch of
Yeah,
fucking scumbags,
yeah, 100%.
allegedly.
Nah, don't even know if I want to fucking. Anyways,
I don't. I just don't want to get sued.
yeah, sure. Um, we could blow up tomorrow, and then we.
Maybe we already did what we're doing this. You never know. In that case, I challenge Bobby Kotick to a celebrity boxing match.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I He has such
A punchable
a
face.
punchable face.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
god damn it.
Dude, he's like
Anyways,
4'8". Looks like a fucking. He looks like a wood elf.
shout out
Fuck him.
Skyrim. Yeah, fuck Bobby Kotick. Times a million. Um,
Prick.
so yeah, we got a new Warzone map reveal. This is a slew of new details of Call of Duty Warzone's new Pacific map have been revealed. A blog post from Activision shows off numerous new pictures and actual in-game map of Caldera, um,
Call of Duty.
something like Con Duty. The Pacific Island replacing the fictional Eastern European region of Verdansk. A glance at the map looks roughly the same size as Verdansk, which was already pretty huge. The image also shows off the name points of interest, such as the mountain's peak sitting in the northern center, sandy shores of Beachhead to the east, and a new airfield to the southwest. Why an oceanside resort is placed next to a submarine pen, I can only guess. Caldera is set in the Pacific Theater of 1944, so expect plenty of familiar World War II iconography. So yeah, like I said, I'll link the video in. They kind of go over this. I'll link the article, which there's a slideshow of a bunch of screenshots. Um, when you said that it looked like Far Cry, I said, sure, I guess.
It looks like Far Cry.
This looks like fucking Far Cry, bro. This looks exactly like a Far Cry map. Jesus Christ, I keep burping. Um,
That's why I said like. That's why I said in our group chat like I was kidding at first. Now I'm not kidding anymore. That looks like Far Cry
Yeah.
6.
I don't hate it. I actually really dig it. I dig the vibe. Yeah, I definitely am into it. I'll be playing this when it comes out, because I do love me some Warzone. But yeah, it looks really cool. The person or who wrote the article, their sub headline was how much suntan lotion do I need, or SPF to shoot bullets, or something along those lines. It just looks like very like Pacific, I guess.
Vacation-y. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm
Looks like
excited to check
it
this
looks like
out.
Hawaii. I mean, if they're going for World War II, it looks like one of the Pacific. I like Hawaii, basically. Oh, did I say something wrong? We can't talk about. I
No,
can't
no,
joke about
no,
9/11. Can't
no.
joke about Pearl Harbor. What can I say? I can't joke about tragedies anymore.
No.
Put a muzzle
um
on me.
yeah, so
Jesus.
that'll be out next week. Well, I'll talk about that. John won't because he won't play it, but I will be talking about that. I'll let you
Oh,
guys
I'll talk
know.
about it.
It's but yeah, one more time before we get off the subject, fuck Bobby Kotick, and
Fuck Activision.
I hope you get everything that's coming to you, buddy.
When I
Fuck
say
you.
fuck Activision Blizzard, I don't mean the developers working hard on the games and all those people. I just mean the company as a whole. Fuck them.
Yeah, it's time to talk about what we played this week, John. What do you got for me?
Actually, a lot.
Let me
Uh,
hear it.
so I played Halo, obviously. Uh, Played some more Pokemon. Played. I finished Horizon Zero
Let's
Dawn
go. Let's go.
finally. Started the Frozen, whatever, Frozen
Wilds.
Wilds. I was gonna say Frozen Lands, and I knew it was wrong.
Frozen tundra.
Uh, Played. What else did I play? Played MLB The Show 19. Maybe it was 20.
Yeah, why was that?
You know,
Just cause.
I there's something. There's a weird part of my brain, like an itch that needs to be scratched, where I play a sports game and then I make the ugliest character ever, but make them a superstar. You know,
Where did you play this?
Xbox.
Game Pass?
Yeah, 'cause it's free.
So that's
I'm
the
not paying
newest
for it.
one, 21, right?
Is it 21? It said a Sony Interactive game, so I thought it was
Yeah.
like 19 or 20. All
No,
right, so 21. I
that
mean, it
was
looks
a
exact.
a PlayStation game releasing on Game Pass day one.
Yeah, which is fucking weird.
So crazy, dude.
Um, it wasn't bad. I mean, it's a baseball game, so it wasn't that exciting unless you're sitting fucking dingers. Tried Forza 5.
Okay.
Eh,
How long did you play that for, by the way?
an hour or two. Like I gave it a fair shot, and I
Yeah.
just maybe not. Maybe it's longer than that, but like it was okay. I know a lot of people love it. Just wasn't really my thing, I guess. And usually pretty good about racing games. Uh,
Yeah, I played it a couple weeks ago, and it was one of those games where I know that it's a good game for that genre. I just
yeah.
don't I like I said, I sunk maybe an hour and a half into it, and it like felt good, but I just like it's just
Well, what
not
I'll
they're
say,
not for me.
I'm gonna put more time into it to really give it a good testing. But from what I played, it was only okay. And then I played Goat Simulator, but you don't want to hear that. I bought all the DLCs when they were on sale. There's like 6 DLCs for $5.
That was your Black Friday
Yeah, that's
splurge.
my spend it. Yeah. And well worth the money. There's a Skyrim one. Uh Very, very good. Highly
Like
recommend it.
an official Skyrim one.
No. No, 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 no,
Okay,
no, no.
all right.
It's called a go it's like uh medieval something or whatever, but it's basically Skyrim.
Gotcha.
Uh you can you can unlock they call it like a wheelie goat or something, but it's a dolphin in a wheelchair, and that's your character. That's pretty fun. Uh, the- I think that's it. I played like five or six. This is the first. vacation I've had all year, so I had 4 days to play video games
Yeah.
after
So
closing the gym.
talk to me about Horizon. Um,
Really good. I didn't
spoil
when I first.
spoiler warning for anyone who's replaying or who is playing Horizon Zero Dawn for the first time. We're
Yeah,
going to talk very very briefly. Um, but
but I am
we'll
gonna go.
talk.
I'm straight into the ending, and that's like
Yeah. So
um
this is your last chance. Three, two, one. All right, go ahead.
get at. Uh, at first when I beat it, because that final boss, like the tank thing, was
Hmm.
beating my like
Yeah,
I literally finished it with 2 seconds left on the clock. I was just firing arrows as fast as I could. Uh, but after that, I was like, what? How is there a second game after this? And then I saw like the cutscene after
the
where
credits.
Silas
Yeah,
catches it and is like, well, you have to teach me more. It's like I knew that fucking piece of shit was bad.
yeah, yeah.
It was so. It was
I love that guy's voice. Um,
yeah.
he's so good. And I think he's gonna be he in throughout this game was like on the protagonist side. Like he literally saves you.
He was an anti-hero.
Yeah, but you could definitely tell, like, just a little like where he's just like, "Shut up and listen to me. Like, don't question what I have to say. Like, I'm gonna tell you what I want to tell you, and that's all you get." Like stuff like that, where you kind of got this feeling that he was like up to something. Um,
It was kind of like a lose-lose though in that scenario because like if she doesn't help him, like then what? Then the world does get taken over. But if she does help him, well now it's free and he has control of it. Like it was a
yeah.
lose-lose situation. But it's all there was a character in the Frozen Wilds, one of like the first I guess
Did you
main
beat
ones you
it?
meet. No, I only played like
Okay.
half an hour of it.
Yeah. Same.
But like the first time, you know the long neck things that you have to like hack into to
Yeah.
make everything. The guy that you talked to before that, his voice, it sounded way too familiar. I was like, what the fuck? Where have I heard him? And it's basically like every anime we've watched.
Really?
He's been in Attack on Titan. He's been on.
That's funny.
He's a main character in Boruto. He's in. What is it? My Hero. Like he's in everything.
That's funny. Um,
But the game as a whole, I think now that I finished it, good 9 out of 10. I won't go 10, but 9 out of 10.
yeah, I would go like 8.5. Um, just because of the combat system. Everything else and the small exploration things that I didn't really like.
Oh, the
Um,
exploration fucking drove me nuts.
yeah, where it that's where I like a couple weeks ago we were talking about our hype levels for the games coming next year, and that's why for me Forbidden West is number one because it looks like they are building and they know exactly what they needed to do to fix all of their issues. This potentially is
So
going to be a masterpiece.
you know what scares me the most about that is that it had. I was realizing it afterwards. The yellow that you have to like climb up that's in uh, Horizon Zero Dawn, where those are the only climbable sections. It had the same thing, and I want like just free climb.
Yeah.
I think that would because like there were points where I'd climb up a mountain because it looked like the right spot, get all the way up, and it was easy to get up, and then I would have to try to climb back down because there was that's not the way I was supposed to go. I can't
Yeah,
get any higher.
I guess it would just look a little goofy because they go for like realistic graphics, like their whole where like
Yeah,
Breath of the Wild, you're just climbing on rocks, like climbing on literally nothing, and it just doesn't matter because that's a mechanic for that
but it's
game.
also like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I think is uh, the best example where like it is pretty realistic graphics, but you can still scale a mountain.
Hmm. Yeah, and we'll see.
Yeah,
It does seem
obviously
like
it's all
they were aware of their shortcomings.
yeah
Although the rest of that game is fucking phenomenal.
phenomenal.
If
Yeah,
they really fix those things and they perfect them, we're looking at like
game of the year.
yeah, yes.
Yeah,
that's why I like I will work on tempering my expectations for Starfield. I will absolutely not do it for Horizon and God of War. PlayStation games, like you have set that precedence. Like you have set that. So
PlayStation already like I'm giving it my game of the year already between one of those two games. Uh,
yeah, it's theirs to
we're still
lose
months out.
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm happy you finished it. Like it's I absolutely I like accidentally discovered that game. 'Cause, like I I was mostly at that time when that came out was like I played like the most popular like AAA games in, although that I guess because it was a new IP, I guess I just overlooked it. And I got it at Best Buy on Black Friday because I was looking for another game. I forgot what it was, but I was looking for that and I couldn't find it, and I was like, this is $15. Like it's only on PlayStation. It's probably good. And when I got
yeah.
home and played, I was like, oh my god, this is fucking amazing. And yeah, I absolutely fell in love with that game.
That was like I think I've said it more than once now, but I got that and Hellblade came out around the same time,
Mhm.
and I got them confused, so I was avoiding it because I was like, I don't, it's I want to be able to sit down and dedicate time to a game about like mental health and mental illnesses and shit. Turns out that game's not about mental illness at all. It's about robots. Oh, very different. Still good,
Yeah.
but
For me this week, Halo,
yeah.
obviously. Um, I dude, it just is so good. I played a little bit of Vanguard with my brothers on Monday. Um, I'll get into why we stopped playing that a little bit later. We switched to
Okay.
Halo, and it's just like night and day, man. It is
Nick played
it.
Halo.
Yeah, not for very long, but it is just God, it feels so good. And um hold on, I have a screenshot. I took a screenshot. I don't mean to do this to my boys because Zach, you're so much better than me at Call of Duty. Nick, I'm better than you at everything. Um,
Man.
but one of these games, I had 21 kills. The rest of my team had 4, 2, and 5.
Oh no.
The next game, I had 23 kills. The rest of my team had 4, 8, and 4.
Oh no.
The
Leave
next
him
game,
alone.
the next
Leave him
game,
alone.
the next game, I had 27 kills. I had 5, 6, and 3. Like, um, I just love it. I fucking love it. I am so excited for the campaign to drop. I just absolutely, I when they nail this progression, like I've kind of got to the point where the progression can suck my ass. Like I just love playing it. I told my wife, I was like, after this game that I had, I was playing by myself one night. Um, and I just looked at it, I was like, I think I am like full blown addicted to this game. Like I am thinking about it all day. It's so good. I fucking love it. So yeah, other than that, Vanguard we played a little bit. I played a little bit of Warzone. We got a little bit of time left in Verdansk. I played that with my brother Zach yesterday. Um Also, I guess this is the biggest one. For the very first time on Sunday, I played Mass Effect. I started with Mass Effect
That's
1,
right.
the
How
Legendary
was it?
Edition. So this is what I'll say. It is good. It
But
definitely has aged in the way that your character moves. Um,
oh, is it like
and it's like when you sprint, you can't really change direction like freely. You have it's like it's like you either go straight, diagonal, side. Like it's not like
yeah?
free moving. It's like almost like on a track. Um, I can already tell though that the story and the character, like I already am kind of getting connected to some of the characters. Um, and I definitely could see um like if it when playing this game when it came out, just my mind being completely blown. There's this character called Joker, and you only have limited interaction with him so far. I've played about 2.5, 3 hours of the first game. Um, and it's just like the little interactions that you have with people. It's so good, and I'm excited. I kind of got in this mode where I'm like, all right, fuck all the side quests. I'm just like blitzing through this so I can get to 2 and 3 because I know that's where the like
Two
I,
especially. Yeah.
yeah. But I like took a step back and I was like, no, like let's really experience this. So yeah, I haven't got very far despite playing like 3 hours of it. I did a lot of side stuff at the Citadel when you first land there. The game, they did a good job with the textures and stuff and making it look modern, but you can't without remaking a game. There's only so much you can do with how it feels.
Yeah.
But I can easily overlook that for how special it is so far with the characters and stuff like that. I'm really excited to play more of it if I could ever stop playing Halo for once. But yeah, that was it for me. A little bit of Madden here and there. Played a couple games. Also, shout out to the New York Giants who beat the fucking Philadelphia trash ass Eagles. Fuck you, bro. Fuck your life. Fuck the
We're not.
Eagles.
We're not. We're not talking about football this week.
Dude, it's you guys beat your rivals last week. Listen, if we only win 2 games a year, it better be against the Eagles. That's where that I fucking hate the Eagles. I hate oh, and when we win, dude. So, like I said earlier, I said I was babysitting um my brother-in-law's mother-in-law's dog, whatever. Um he's staying with us right now and he came over on Sunday, and he I scared the shit out of him. I scared the he's
Well,
such a baby, dude. Like he's
isn't he also named after Carson Wentz
yes,
because he was an Eagle?
yes. So my mother-in-law is an Eagles fan, which hurts, um, because I have to be civil about it. Um, I'm trying to have civil conversations, and in my heart, I'm just like I fucking literally hope they don't win a game for 10 years. I don't care if your like happiness depends on it. Um but yeah, so she named this little boy. It's actually my dog Peach. It's her younger brother. It's the generation after her. It's her younger brother. Peach is 7 pounds, maybe
Carson's
8.
damn near 25. That
Carson
boy's
is 20
big.
pounds. Carson is 20 pounds at least. This boy is so big, but
He's beefy.
he is a the biggest fucking baby. He's literally been crying downstairs because my wife's not home and I'm up here, and he knows that I'm up here, and so I've been hearing him here and there cry. Um, but yeah, I scared the absolute living shit out of him. And I was like, no, 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 Carson, it's good. It's good. Like you're not on the team anymore. We won. We beat your bitch ass. So every time I get really excited and I scream, if I'm excited, if good things happen, then I give my dogs treats. But yeah. Anyways, we went off further than I intended that to. But yeah, here and there I played a couple Madden games as just like things to numb my mind. But other than that, yeah, Mass Effect, Halo, Call of Duty, vibing.
So I guess you got to get into why you stopped playing.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in the topic actually. So we're gonna
Oh,
jump right into the topic of the show, which is our gaming wishes for 2022. So this is gonna be a like game announcements. Maybe so we'll start with a prediction that we have, something that's realistic. Um, like something that's maybe already been rumored or like a Bioshock. We're not gonna say that because we we already we've talked about it a little bit, but it's not limited to game releases. It could be like hardware or anything like that. So John, if you have a prediction next year of something that you actually care about, what would it be?
I think that PlayStation's gonna do the black PlayStation or PS5s.
Okay.
Like not just like the shell. I think they're gonna do like special consoles with like the black colorway.
Hmm.
I also think they're gonna. I could see them doing a not to the same extent, but a like custom controller thing, kind of like Xbox, and I could see it with DualSense, like this being the generation. So maybe next year they announce that or start patenting things for it.
Yeah. They did talk briefly about there was some patent filed where it looks like they are interested in faceplates. I do wonder if that was just like we're going to patent this so nobody even feels like they have a chance to make their own. I can't see them doing faceplates because if I had the choice to buy exclusive God of War faceplates for 50, 60, $70 versus a $400 or $500 console, I'm obviously going to go there. But there are enough people who are like, I'm going to buy the exclusive console either way. So,
Yeah. Well, that I mean
um,
that's sort of what I meant. Is like not the faceplates, but like they're gonna do a full console. Like there's gonna be different variations of the PS5 next year. That is my prediction.
yeah, hopefully there it's just available. Although it's looking like we're going to be into like going into next year, it's still going to look like this, which is like absolutely fucking wild. Um,
Not to bring this into like the real world or anything, but we got another like good 2 years out of the pandemic before we're back to
no,
normal.
for sure. Yeah.
So I mean, there's a good chance it's not until like the end of next year when they become widely available, like holiday next year.
It might not even be done.
Yeah, just
It
you know,
which is
unfortunate.
like it I swore up and down that like by April or May of this year my because Steven did not have the PlayStation when it launched, and I said, bro, like don't sweat it. Like by April, you're gonna be able to walk into any store and no, it
I mean,
maybe
good.
maybe April 2023,
Yeah,
which sucks, but yeah, that's pretty decent. I I also believe that we're gonna see that. So when Xbox announced the Halo version of the Xbox Series X,
yeah.
um, I saw a lot of backlash saying we can't even get our hands on the fucking regular version, and you're gonna ask for us to buy this. Like, where do you stand? Like, do you think that's fair?
Uh, that's tough. That's really tough. Uh, to an extent, I think it is because like their focus should have been making more consoles, but if they had already had those planned and like in development like beforehand, knowing that
Yeah,
this was like not knowing how bad this was going to be, then like you can't really be mad at them for that.
yeah. I also think like it's not like we're changing the chips. Like we're not taking chips away from the regular one.
Yeah.
Also, the amount of people that are going to double dip, who if I have an Xbox Series X, the normal consumer is not going to go out and buy the Halo one despite it looking like really even if they like it.
Yeah.
I think more people, most of the people, this is not a fact. I don't know this for sure, but I would be willing to bet that most people who bought the Halo version of the Xbox Series X did not own an Xbox Series X prior to that. So it's not
That's
like
true.
you're not competing with people who already bought it. So
If you want to be
uh,
mad at people, be mad at like the streamers and the YouTubers and stuff like that who were doing giveaways and they bought one specifically to give away. So then they had their own and then an extra one just sitting around trying to gain like clout for it before they gave it away to somebody. I think you can be more upset with those people than you can at Microsoft for making them.
yeah, I just don't. and unless there's some statistic that comes out where it's like half the people who bought the Halo version already owned a Series X, we might never know. But if something like that came out, then yeah, I guess I'd be like, that then I would have an issue with it. But I just don't think that's the case. So I don't think that there's really reason to be upset about it. But yeah, that was a quick little question that I had. A quick thought. But my prediction for next year, and this is already something that's kind of been announced, but there is going to be a, I believe it's going to be Discord, but a complete integration amongst all consoles, and despite the Switch, not including the Switch. The Switch is fucking gonna always do their own thing, but
Yeah.
PlayStation, Xbox, PC, they're all gonna integrate Discord, and that is how we're gonna be able to have crossplay chats. So this is the reason why uh my brothers and I stopped playing Vanguard on Monday, because we were playing this game and we were hoping to just my brother Nick and I are on PC. My brother Zach is on PlayStation 5. We were banking on the fact that we could just use the chat system in the game. There's a bug in the game where it will mute other players. You click unmute. Once you click out of the screen, it mutes them again. And there's nothing we can do. We're going back and forth. We're Googling, we're going on Reddit, everything. We're trying to figure this out. Sometimes I could just hear Nick. Sometimes Nick could hear Zach. Sometimes I could hear Zach, but I couldn't hear Nick. It was just constant like issues. So we're just like, fuck this. We're just gonna go. We have Xbox. You can go on the Xbox app. You can have the chat system on Xbox, on PC. I'm just so fed up with this crossplay. Like,
Yeah.
I know that it's pretty new. It's only been recent over the last couple of years that they've even allowed us to play with other people. But so I do think that there's going to be integration, and I think it's going to be very easy, and that's really my main wish for next year. And I just hope it fucking comes soon because I'm so tired of this.
With Discord coming to PlayStation, like having a deal with PlayStation, there's definitely PC and PlayStation are gonna have that's gonna be easy. You can just open a Discord call and probably have a party in there. Um, Xbox, who knows? I think Xbox you can join Discord like a Discord call, but I don't know if you can play games while you're doing it.
No, you can't. But
Yes. No, I don't know how that would work,
like
but
the Xbox app is baked into Windows.
yeah.
So you start the party on there and that's fine. The real problem, which is not something I think that pertains to me, but I know pertains to other people, is getting that a way to communicate from PlayStation to Xbox other than the native game party chat system. So I think next year, I do believe by the end of next year, every single um I keep saying everyone, but I know Nintendo's not. So PC, Xbox, PlayStation integrates Discord, and allows a smooth party chat system between all cross play.
I'll
Um,
I don't I would even settle for not smooth, but just have a fucking party chat system for crossplay.
PC gaming has been stressful enough. I really just need something to be smooth with that.
It stinks. Trying to get PC gaming to work is just so frustrating.
Yeah, but when it works, it like works.
Oh, when it works.
Yeah. Um, and I'll throw another one in just for because I know Discord has been announced for PlayStation. Um, I'm going to predict that every major game that has been announced, Breath of the Wild, God of War, Horizon Forbidden West, and Starfield, they all launch in next year. No delays. They all hit next year.
Only two of those are like have the chance of getting delayed to 2023. and that's Starfield and Breath of the Wild.
I think God of War has a chance too. Um,
I don't.
I just don't think it's going to. I think that all of them are going to hit. I wonder if those games were going to like I the reason I think this is that I think these games were supposed to hit last or this year. Um,
Yeah,
I know they were supposed to. They were literally announced to hit, other than Breath of the Wild. Um, but I think that it's like the result of the pandemic. I think as the pandemic has been going along, I think people have adapted and learned to work and like from home and stuff like that. So I think that now this extra time where these games were supposed to hit this year, I think the next year is like the perfect. I think now we're going to start seeing things kind of be back to normal in terms of game development. Um, and so
that's what
we're gonna hit all these games.
offices in the U.S. are open. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Santa Monica Studio is definitely like they're getting it done. Uh, it's just Starfield. I never know whether or not to trust Bethesda, and Nintendo does whatever the fuck Nintendo wants.
right, yeah,
But I guess I'm gonna jump a little bit into my prediction.
yeah. Go ahead.
Uh, did I already do a prediction? I did a prediction. What I want from the Game Awards is a uh, launch window for Breath of the Wild. I whether I think there's like a 10% chance of it hitting, but I want them to say like spring 2022 or fall 2022. Like give a
Okay.
window.
Yeah, I definitely think that if it does hit next year, I do think it is going to. I I think we're looking at fall. I think it's probably November. Really, what do you
Don't want it.
think? Oh, you don't.
No, I'm saying I don't want it that late. I want it right when nothing else is coming out.
Yeah, so we have
During the
Horizon in
summer.
February, Elden Ring also that month, which is another
Yeah.
big release. Starfield in November, so it's really it comes down to God of War and Breath of the Wild.
I have a feeling God of War is going to be spring. And I don't know why.
I do too.
That
I
is my
think it's
gut.
gonna be May. May or June for God of War, I think.
So it'd be
Um
nice to have Breath of the Wild in summer,
like August, September.
like July to August. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. I just Nintendo, like their summers are always like pretty light. Um it's usually
Yeah.
spring or fall that they hit their biggest releases. At least that's what it
Well,
feels like to me.
they're doing well. They did Pokemon for fall now. I mean, like, is this fall or winter? What would you consider? Would you
That
consider it fall?
I think if you called it either or, I wouldn't argue with it.
But then they have Pokemon Arceus coming out in what, January?
Shit's getting. I don't think it's hitting in January.
I hope
I
it
think it's gonna be delayed.
hope it comes out on time. I'm real excited for that, especially after
Um,
playing Diamond and Pearl remakes.
you're in the mood
Very
again.
excited. Oh, I'm not like I haven't finished this yet. It's one of those things. It's one of those games where like I haven't been playing it because I don't want to finish it. Because I've been having fun.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll see, but yeah. My hope is that we get a Last of Us multiplayer announcement. Um, we got update on it about 2 weeks ago, saying that it was initially going to be included in The Last of Us Part Two, but as they started working on it, that it got too ambitious, and so they are just making it a standalone. Um, so I'm hoping that we get that next year. As it's not going to be it's not going to be one of the major releases. It's not.
It's gonna be a fucking. It's gonna be a battle royale.
I don't think it's going to be that either, but maybe I don't know. I just want more of that. Um, and so my hope for this, The Last of Us multiplayer, is I hope that it is it's not the characters that we know. I hope that it is more like we get to either create characters or play as certain characters and live in this world. I hope we get
I
to.
My thought was that it's gonna be create a character Left for Dead.
Yeah, but just obviously way different style of gameplay.
Yeah. No, no, I know. I just like you group up with your people and then you have to like go through the world
Yeah.
with like your
I,
created characters.
the fact that they were talking about how ambitious it is, I'm really just hoping that it's like it remains like story driven. I hope that it's like the stories that you play with your friends and stuff mean something, and knowing Naughty Dog, I think they are going to. But I'm just hoping that it's such a unique experience, because we have enough of this, either battle royale or battle passes and all this stuff. Like we have enough. Like I just hope that they create something unique and, um like I said, like story driven, where it's like if you can it my favorite video, like the reason I love video games is being immersed and experiencing the worlds that people create, and to be able to really, I don't think I've ever played something that has put me like immersed me alongside of a friend.
Well, that's
Like,
yeah, that's what I was gonna say is being able to have that like The Last of Us experience with both games. I played them. You said, "I wish I could see your face as you hit this scene or this scene or
hmm
this scene." Being able to
yeah,
experience that together would be incredible.
yeah. Where like obviously there's been games where like in like Halo and other things like that where you're playing co-op and some crazy explosion, you're just like, holy shit. Like I'm not talking about that. I'm talking like we're both in shambles, like in tears, like how the fuck could this happen? It's like something like that where just like how like I I want it to be The Last
Two
of
friends
Us.
experiencing trauma together. That's all.
Yes,
You know.
yeah, exactly. So that's my biggest hope next year is
My
I hope
biggest
they
hope is that I get traumatized with my friend and have to
eh,
repeat.
I hope I just cry a lot with my friend playing video games. Yeah, that's just my I hope that they find a way to create this world, like, a way to experience this game like truly with a friend. So,
Friend,
uh
yeah.
you you get to finish with your I guess one last like way fucking out there hope.
Ooh. Uh. Oh. Spider-Man's coming out in 2023, right?
Yes. Yep.
And Wolverine didn't get a release date, or did they get 2022?
2022.
Right. So
No,
we're
no,
gonna
no,
see.
no.
It's
Maybe that's backwards. Spider-Man is Wolverine is 2022 and Spider-Man is no
uh, I think Wolverine is 2022. Spider-Man's 2023, I believe.
um
Are you looking it
hold
up?
on. Yeah.
Because my third thing, and it's probably obvious now, but like, is that we get some sort of maybe not gameplay, but like some sort of footage from one of those two. That's what I want. I want some sort of thing from Wolverine other than just a teaser. I want like an actual trailer or like gameplays. I want gameplay, but I don't think we'll get it because I don't think it's available yet.
Looks like both are coming in 2023.
Fuck me. So we're definitely not getting that. In that case, what else do I want? Uh, you know what I want, and this is specifically for next week at the Game Awards too. I
Okay.
want people for Halo when the campaign comes out to say, "Oh, by the way, you can do co-op campaign." Say we got it fixed.
Yeah.
It's ready
Just
to
kidding,
go.
guys. Yeah, that would be great. That is far
I
out
mean,
there though.
multiplayer came out early, right?
Yeah, you're right.
So maybe they're crunch timing to get the campaign go up.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be this early, but I do think that there's a chance that it does come earlier than what they first expected. But yeah, I'm really excited to play that campaign.
I haven't played any campaigns. So I should probably catch up at some point.
At least watch a video on them.
Yeah, I'll probably do that. Quite honestly,
Yeah.
first one played like shit.
My way, 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 way out there hope is PlayStation counters Game Pass with some kind of subscription service. Um, where it is new games dropping day one. Um, with it and they start to have the history of their games, PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, all available on this service. Um, to really counter Game Pass.
That so with them shutting down the PlayStation 3 store,
Hmm.
uh, that in a weird way gave me hope for what you're saying. But it's also like I could see them doing what we've talked about before, where you combine PS Now, PS Plus, give it a new name, $15 a month, and it's Game Pass, but for Sony.
Yeah,
If that
yeah,
happens, I mean, it's gonna be fucking incredible.
yeah. So I think so. I had this idea for it is calling it like we you could have PlayStation Plus and then PlayStation Plus Platinum or PlayStation Plus Gold, where that is because they got to get rid of the PlayStation Now branding. In my opinion, it's got to go. Like enough people have
Yeah,
seen PlayStation Now, said fuck, I don't know what the fuck this is, or I tried this out, it didn't work for me, whatever. They have to either rebrand or give it a new name. Call it PlayStation Plus Platinum, and even if it's that $15 to $20 a month range, um,
15's the ceiling.
if it includes PlayStation Plus, I can't see them including it for that's
Well,
essentially
then you
$5 more.
what?
Like PlayStation Plus, where you like
Yeah,
the
yeah. You bundle the two services and get a deal on it, as opposed to just paying for both services. Because why would they change the model at that point? You can get PlayStation Now for $10 and PlayStation Plus for $10.
yeah,
If you
that's why
combine if you
I.
combine both models, you should get a discount, not pay 20
But
bucks.
if they're providing an extra service, like if they're providing their first party games day one, that adds more value than PlayStation Plus. So I think it'd be 19.99.
I'm not paying
I'm
20
on.
bucks a month for it.
I 100% am. Um,
I'll pay 20 bucks like per month that games come out, and that's it.
until I beat it and then I'll delete it.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
shit.
I I I really in my like true heart of heart like I don't believe that that's ever going to happen, but that would be my way out there dream that they announce some kind of like competitive like even if it's $15 and games don't launch day one, if they just include every single past release.
I would take the formula they have for PS Plus now, where they do 3 games a month or whatever.
Hmm.
I would take with just scratching that and doing day one release, and then just adding like a group of games a month, like old classic games, kind of like Game Pass does.
Yeah. I guess if we're bringing this to like realistic, I don't think day one's ever happening. But
No,
if
they'd
they
lose
like
way
just
too much money.
give like let us play your history of games. Like stop like here and there giving us like either like HD remasters. Like just put all of your fucking like
So for my birthday last year when I was streaming, they to buy both uh Destroy All Human games, it was $10, and it was one and two, but it was the like original from PS2.
Hmm.
And then there's another option to buy ones that were um, not remakes. What is the other word?
They were no,
Remaster.
they were remakes, dude. The new ones are
No, because
remakes.
they have new ones coming out like next year.
They
But
had a
these
new
were
one
like
come out last year.
maybe that's what it was then. And that was $15. But when I typed like when went in their search system and did destroy all humans, it didn't come up.
Hmm.
So it's like I paid $10 for PlayStation 2 games to play on a PS5.
Yeah.
And like that's fucking stupid to me. If there was a
Yeah.
service, I'd feel less bad about that.
Yeah, they definitely have not done a great job preserving their like the history. Like you could go on any Xbox platform, like starting with Xbox One, you can play every single Halo, you can play every single Gears of War, you can play like their history
This
of
is
games are all like now Bethesda games. You have the history of Bethesda games on every platform. Like
I keep telling you to play Jack and Daxter, but like I don't want you to pay like $20 to play those games because I don't know if it's worth $20 to you.
it should be
But like
included in a service, dude. Like
exactly,
that's
but those
exactly what
games,
Xbox is doing
and
right.
I think they're available for PS now, but it's like you see, you have a month to play 3 games, like play through 3 games, and like they're not that long, but it's still long enough to where
Yeah.
people with lives aren't going to be able to do that.
Yeah. So yeah, that would be really sick to see, even if it, like I said, if it's not like day one releases. I guess a more realistic one is just put your fucking catalog, your historic, the just the history that you have, put that on a service and give it to us.
I just remembered what I want. There have been rumors for upwards of 5 to 6 years now that there's going to be a Legend of Dragoon remake,
Hmm.
and no one's talking about it. And I want it to be talked about next year. I want it to be talked about finally and confirm that it's coming because I have been waiting for that since 2000, like genuinely the year 2000.
You want that releasing next year?
I just want them to talk about it. I want to
Okay,
know it's coming.
gotcha.
I have the
Never
PS1 disc downstairs right now in my room.
never played the original.
Oh my god,
But yeah,
so
I've
fucking
heard good things about it. Um, yeah, man. Next year's shaping up to be a really fucking good year.
for video games. Let's not.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's really the only thing that matters to me.
Yeah,
So that's why I said it like that. But yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for next week to see what's going to be announced. Like last year, that's when we got Back for Blood, and that's where we got like the God of War
yeah.
teaser and stuff like that. So like, I I'm just so excited, man. I can't wait. Um, but that's gonna be it from us this week. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, checking us out. If this is your first time, appreciate you guys. Like I said, next week we're gonna be doing this again live on Wednesday. If you're listening to this on YouTube, or a podcast service, the next episode will not come until after the Game Awards. We are gonna record the episode Wednesday still, then do the game. We're gonna be streaming the Game Awards on Thursday, and then that the episode from Wednesday will be dropping on Friday. So come hang out with us
Friday.
on on twitch.tv/ John Squared Games. That is a new username because the one that we had before was a little bit too long.
Yeah, you know
But yeah,
what? Whoever has John Squared Gaming
fuck
on
off.
Twitch, give it back.
Yeah.
You son of a
You're
bitch.
yeah, you are a true son of a bitch. But yeah, so twitch.tv/ John Squared Games. Come hang out with us next week. We're gonna be chilling. Um, and hopefully getting hyped. But yeah,
Tell you what,
so
I'm gonna keep saying it until I know, until you confirm it. I will be dressing up.
Dude, it's such a long show.
I will be dressing up.
All right, we'll see what happens.
Ice
Until
son of a
then,
bitch.
ladies and gentlemen, stay horny, stay hydrated. Peace.